Hey there, gang. Welcome to another unboxing video. I know I've been gone for a few days, a week or so. I do apologize for that. I hope I haven't lost too many of you. I know I've completely lost the algorithm, so I'll have to rebuild that from scratch. But the good news is that we're finally through with those inventory boxes. We are back to complete and total mystery boxes. I've been given this box of comic books to grade for sale on eBay, and I have no idea what is inside. So you and I will sit down and make that discovery together. So if you like comic books, stick around. We're going to have some fun. Hey there, Bubby. Welcome to Shanghai. My name is Duke, and this is an unboxing video. So yeah, I'm sorry that I was away for a week or so there. I just was, I got really busy, and I was having some issues with my internet connection, and I was too busy to worry about the internet connection. So anyway, though, I'm back. And as I noted, we are going to be working on an actual mystery box. I have no idea what is in this box that we are looking at, but we'll make that discovery together, you and I. I'm so glad you're here. Please do like, share, subscribe, comment, do all the groovy things. You know how it works. For those of you who are new here, let me just kind of give the quick 411, if you will. I work for a company called Vintage Comic Books LLC, and we buy and sell comic books all over the world through a couple of websites, sellmycomicbooks.com and .comcomics.com. Collections come into our warehouse in Freeport, Maine, and they get divvied up into different sales streams. Big books go to CGC, and those are sold on a site called comiclink.com. We have a retail store here in Freeport, and some dollar books will end up there. Some small lot books, those will end up either in the store or on eBay in multi-book lots. And then the box that you're looking at here, this has been sorted for single sales, sold on eBay. And so, when I say I have no idea what's in here, well, I've got some rough idea. I know it's not a big CGC style book. I know it's not a junk that's going into a dollar box. Probably going to be stuff that we would expect to sell for between 10 and $100 for, each single book on eBay. So that's the deal. We're going to take a look, see what we find. We'll have some fun chatting about what we have here. And that's it, man. That's the video. So if that doesn't turn you on, keep on trucking, brother, because that is what we are going to do. All right, so first stack here out of this box. And you might look at this one and you may say, well, that is a dollar book. Toxic Avenger #1, based on the movie, I believe. I believe this is from the 90s, but the movie came out maybe in the 80s. Maybe I have that timeline wrong. But here's the thing. The owner of the company noticed recently that this book, a couple of different copies in 9/8, CGC 9/8, have sold for over $100. Or I should say, because this is the old journalist in me, have sold for more than $100. Not over, but more than. I'm presuming the reason this is in the box is because, if we've got 9/8 selling for $100, well, what the heck? Maybe that will drive some prices, for raw singles. He must have felt this was not a 9/8. It looks pretty good, like it's at least a 9/0. So we'll see if there's any trickle down there. I will say that I feel like the market has gone absolutely crazy of late, and we have spoken before, you and I, in past videos here, about how during the whole COVID thing, the market has kind of exploded. And my theories for that: one, that people were spending their stimulus money; two, that people were cooped up, didn't have other things to do, so they were spending it on, reading material and things like that; and three, that, art and collectibles are in an uncertain economy, uncertain times. Those can be havens, for a place to kind of park your cash if you're not really sure what money's going to do. And it does appear that, rampant inflation is on the way. This can be a place to park value, collectibles, comic books, things like that. So anyway, the market for like 9/8 and all kinds of common stuff, 90s books, has gone just crazy. And I warn you to be careful about that. I think if you know anything about economics and the history of economics, you might know what I You might know what I mean when I say that I think people in the comic book world are starting to trade in Dutch tulips. I think this is going to be a big crash coming. Although, certainly I think you should buy and sell comic books, and please do buy and sell them from us. And the bottom of the screen there, sellmycomicbooks.com/mystery, our Bronze Age mystery boxes that we have kind of a special going right now. That's fun. But I don't know. This book, for $100, even a CGC 9.8, that seems crazy to me. And frankly, if this book brings $10 raw, I'm gonna think that's a little nutso. Because a year ago, that was in the dollar box. All right, Sensational She-Hulk #1. This is a series where the first issue does pretty well, and that's always been a pretty strong seller, $10, $15 or so. And then the rest of the series is like, a $2 book. So it's a great series, this whole John Byrne run. A lot of people, I think, misunderstand it. They think it's, sexist and things like that. But it was really kind of more making fun of those types of books that were prevalent in the 90s. But again, that's usually a $10 or $15 book. That may be a $30 or $40 book now. This is interesting. Jack Armstrong, the All-American Boy of Radio fame. I don't see an issue number. Oh, here it is, number 10. Huh. Well, that's cool. Vic Handy's Crime Lab. Vic Handy, was that the guy in SNL who was good enough and smart enough? No, I think I have that wrong. USA Agent #1 of 4. This is just something that's taken off a little bit because of the recent Captain America, or I should say Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but by the end, Captain America and the Winter Soldier. This 344, this I think is an Eric Larson issue. Yeah, there's his signature right there. This is the first Cardiac maybe? Not sure. But that's a book that's always done well. Alien seems to be getting a resurgence lately, but this is something that would have been in the dollar bin not that long ago, and this one isn't particular high grade. Oh, is that maybe that's because it's got some concrete in it. Is that first concrete? I don't know. I do not know. I don't know where he is in there. Is he just on the back cover? Is it a backup story? I don't know. Web of Spider-Man, that's a kind of a perennial evergreen. Fantastic Four 286 with the return of Jean Grey. There's some Lone Wolf and Cub, the first comics series. Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, with a photo cover of little what's-his-face. Here's a Padme, the heck is her name? I'm blanking on her name. She's going to be Thunderella there in the Thor movie. Lady Thor. God, I can't remember her name. This 333, is that McFarlane inside or just Grey Hulk? Not sure. I think that's the first Thor Corps, maybe? 440 of the Mighty Thor. Beautiful, well, it's not a beautiful condition copy, but it's a beautiful Bronze Age book. One of my favorites, Firestorm. We have 2 books in here, and I'm guessing the other one is also a Firestorm. It's a great series. It's only a 5-issue series, and that's a great thing you should get. Here's #2 with Multiplex. And this you may not know. It's kind of hidden, but Adventures into Fear, or Adventure, singular, just one adventure we're going to have, into Fear. Although the title of, the actual indicia title is just Fear, I believe. Yeah, just Fear. But this is the first appearance of Howard the Duck. So let's take a look in here. Where's his first on-panel appearance? We've looked at this in previous videos. As I recall, it's towards the end of the book, maybe. It's just a quick little walk-on. There he is. There's your first looking. See, he's a little more orange, and he's looking a little less on model than we would later come to expect. All right, we'll move those to the side and take a look at the next stack. And I got a feeling from here on in, Probably going to be a lot of Bronze Age Marvel. I mean, I don't know what's in here, but I'm just guessing. It just has that feel to me. Giant size Conan #1. Oh, sweet. See, if you're my age, that's a big deal. $6 Million Man #1. And that's a book I would have passed on as a kid. I might have bought the #1 if I had seen it. But Charlton comics always just look so cheap compared to the Marvel and DC books that I only ever bought Charltons as a kid when I, got to the stands and I just had, more money than books available. Because, every time I went to the newsstand, I had to spend my entire weekly allowance. That was kind of obligated. Here's some Morbius from Fear #21, Fear 22. And we've got the old bags sticking together thing. What is this? Green Ghost Comics. Well, maybe we'll see that in here somewhere. Somebody thought it was in mint. Huh. Well, that little piece of paper there just goes to show you how old these bags are. And they do have this stuck together thing. There's Blade. Vampire Fighting Blade. And this one's actually on there, so why are they calling this Green Ghost Comics #24? Or maybe Green Ghost Comics Incorporated. I bet that was the name of the store where this was originally for sale. So it was being sold for 30 cents? Is that what that's supposed to mean? It's coming off of there. I don't know. They thought it was mint. It's clearly not, and I don't think it was at that time. And this goes to show you, I've told you before, in my grading videos that, time was you didn't have, very fine and very good and, very fine plus and all the different grades. You had good fine mint, and then they added near mint. I don't know if that 30 is just it was selling for 30 cents. I don't know. I don't know what that's supposed to be. God, these bags, though, stuck together. And you can tell they're not really comic bags. We looked at in a previous video at what we call the Bell bags, some of the first bags exclusively for comics, but I mean, these are too wide. I don't think they were made particularly for comics. I don't see where, there's no flap that I can see. Oh yeah, there is right there. So. There's 28 and 29. Morbius had a nice little run here. 30. Here's #1. So Fear actually started out as a title reprinting the 50s Monsters comics from the Marvel Atlas era. And there's #2. I say monster, but also, the sci-fi monster stuff. This is a neat book. It's a neat it's probably not a book that you care anything about, but it's a neat book to me. DC, you may or may not know, maybe you've heard of the DC implosion. And initially it was going to be the DC explosion. And in mid-1978, DC was ramping up its line and expanding. And the books were going to be larger and have backup stories. And there were going to be new books and new characters and new titles. And this was going to be a reprint series, Dynamic Classics. And this reprints an old Neil Adams Batman story. And you've got the Manhunter reprint in here. And that's is that Walt Simonson? Is that who did that? Can't remember. I should remember because that's a big deal. So Dynamic Classics only saw one issue, this one issue, and then it was canceled because of the infamous DC implosion when Time Warner executives came along, drew a line in the middle of the sales chart and said everything below that is canceled. So if you think that the recent woes at DC Comics have been a big deal, you should have been around then. But there was another title that was going to be called Demand Classics, and that one never came out. There were advertisements for it, but it never actually came out. And that's a nice looking copy, by the way. At least as much of it as I can see inside this crazy bag. What the, I guess there's multiple things in here. I thought it was different bags, but let's see what else we've got here. Oh, cool. Dynomutt number 4. Are you old enough to remember the Dynomutt cartoon? Did you see the recent Scooby-Doo movie, Scoob, with Dynomutt in it? Here's Dynomutt number 1. That's neat. I want that. That's cool. Giant size Doc Savage. Marvel took the Man of Bronze thing quite literally. Here's Devil Dinosaur number 1. Detective Comics number 500. Remember, this was a big deal at the time. Wow, it's so weird to me to think that, you know, we've passed 1,000 issues for this in Action Comics now. Here's an earlier issue, 457. And it's a Crime Alley story. I don't know if this is the one that introduced, what's her name? The woman that took him in for a while there. Oh, God, why can't I remember her name? Damn it. Here's some, here's Dracula is going on there. And here's some Man-Bat. 429. Moving to the Silver Age. Ooh, number 1. Mighty Crusaders. So this was a Silver Age revival of Archie comics, or MLJ as it was known during the Golden Age. This was a Silver Age revival of their Golden Age heroes. And you've got the Shield and the Black Hood. I think that was the Comet. So, and a lot of these Archie superhero stories of the Silver Age of the 60s, a lot of them were written by Jerry Siegel, Superman co-creator. Here's another one, number 4. So now we've added the web. And wait, that's the web. Okay, that's the Comet. Here's the web. Here's the Fox. Looks like they're all fighting each other. Can't remember who that guy is. The Wizard, maybe? Micronauts number 1. Now, eventually you're going to have to listen to me. I keep telling you, every time we open one of these boxes and we see this issue, I tell you, go out and buy this and buy the whole run. It's a great series. Eventually you're going to listen to me. And you're going to be happy you did. Here's a Black Hood, number 50. Oh, no, it's Mighty Comics presents the Black Hood, number 50. Machine Man, number 1. A little Red Sonja action here for you. She-Devil with a sword, so nice Frank Brunner art. Avengers Assemble. It's a kind of a classic changing of the roster issue of Avengers. Face front Avengers. Huh. I can see what this next book is going to be. Of course, I live here in Maine, and we deal with Canadian tourists all the time, and we call them Canucks, and it's kind of a pejorative. So it's so funny to me that there was actually, for a time, a Canadian superhero known as Captain Canuck from Cumley Comics. And so 35 cents, that's right around 77, 78, that era. Here's some Bronze Age Spidey. 156. These damn bags, huh? 155. Going backwards a little bit, Silver Age, 64. 159. 158 with Doc Ock. And the Ghost of Hammerhead. That's a nice cover. That Doc Ock cover. Suitable for framing. J. Jonah at his malevolent best. I think we've got a bunch of books in this bag. And I bet they're all Spideys. Oh, I just realized I don't have my ring. Who noticed? Who among you noticed and was already like, why the hell isn't he wearing his ring? He hasn't even told us who he's got here for an action figure. This is the Jackal. I don't want to touch him because it took me a while to get him to stand. We might see the Jackal among these Spider-Man books. But who among you noticed that I wasn't wearing my Legion flight ring? Easy for me to say. 167 of Spider-Man. Come on, Jackal. 166. 165. Little Kingpin. Little Spidey between the legs action. Punisher and Nightcrawler. It's another Nightcrawler. Some more Kingpin action. Spider-Mobile. Pretty much just placed in the books to try and sell the toy. First read Sonja, Conan number 24. Ooh, I like this next book. It's not really a big money book, but well, it's a decent money book. It's Jonah Hex number 2. But I've been trying to complete my Jonah Hex run. I think I've only got about 5 issues to go. There's some Shazam for you with Isis. I don't know if you've ever seen the TV show. It's too bad the DC Universe app had all of the Shazam and Isis shows up, and I think when that was shut down and things transferred over to HBO Max, I don't think those made the transition. So they are once again back to being inaccessible. Batman 274, The Fingernails of Death. It's an Ernie Chowa cover, or Chowa? Kawa? I never know how to pronounce that. The Spook. Running right through that wall. Or was he Mr. Spook? I forget. Here's a DC Salutes the Bicentennial, number 11. There were 36 of these, and if you sent in all 36, I'm saying 36, I forget the exact number. Could have been 56 for all I remember. But if you sent in all of them, you could get a belt buckle, a Superman belt buckle. Here's the Riddler, 278. The Ringer. I haven't seen much of the Ringer lately. 1 o'clock. Time for crime to stop dead. Okay. 281. 285, and we've got several in here. Ooh, I think we're gonna have that great serial. Let's see if we get there. 284, 283. We're going the wrong way. 282. So in here, nope, that's just a single issue. Anyway, there's a great run, and this was when like a 4-issue story was the exception rather than the norm. And in these days, it would take 14 issues to tell a story. But it's I forget the exact title. Who killed Batman? They were basically Batman was believed to be dead, and all of the criminals were having like this court action, if you will, to try and hear everybody's story and then to decide which one of them was telling the truth, or which one actually killed Batman. It's a great series if you can ever find it. This is cool. I remember this as a kid too. Batman 300. I was like, oh my God, Robin's all grown up and he's wearing pants. That's crazy. So that's a future Batman story, as opposed to the foolishness we have going on now, where we're trying to catch up to some future state stories. 273. Some 100-page giants. Love those. And here's, speaking of future Batman, this is Batman 2 and Robin 2 with the actual 2 on their costumes. And these were stories that were actually, quote-unquote, imaginary stories written by Alfred to kind of entertain himself. But they were stories of Dick Grayson having grown up, taking on the Batman role, and the little redhead here is Bruce Wayne's son. And he wasn't called Damian. I can't remember what his name was, but it wasn't Damian. And being a redhead, I guess we were, you never, back in this time, whenever they did a kind of a story with Superman or Batman having kids, you never saw the woman, so that she'd be in shadow or hidden or just not mentioned at all. So you never knew who exactly the mother was. But him being a redhead, maybe we presume it was Vicky Vale. Here's a Batman 233, 185, 80-page giant, 250. Defenders number 4 with the first official appearance of Valkyrie. Ah, there's the Jackal. Look at that, buddy. There you are. See? Ha! Now, was that worth it or what, huh? To think I just found you floating around inside a box of action figures here in the store. Black Panther and Falcon with Captain America, 171. Captain Marvel number 25. 31 with the Avengers. Drax looks a little different in the comic books than he does in the movies, if you've only seen the movies and you're not familiar. Doctor Strange number 1. He had earlier series, but this was his first number 1. Here's another one. This one's got a spine roll, though, but that's another first appearance of Red Sonja. Here's some more Morbius, back in Fear, number 20. I think this is this the first Master of Kung Fu? So Shang-Chi started out in a title that was called Marvel Special Edition, which, if I recall correctly, Marvel Special Edition started out as a Nick Fury title. And then Shang-Chi started. And I think 17 is the first one where he actually assumes ownership of the title. Brother Voodoo, very popular. That's Strange Tales 172. Here's another one for you. Number 173. Marvel Spotlight featuring the Son of Satan. Grab another stack here. It's a pretty fun box. Marvel Spotlight 14. Werewolf by Night 15 with Dracula. V for Vendetta. There's number 4. I've seen the movie, but I've never actually read the series. I think I have some, if not all, of the issues. I think these... Oh, no, I see. This is something different. All right, so there's that. I don't know why we just have 4. You'd think one would be the one we'd sell as a single. This is a trade. The Saga of the Alien Costume. What do you think of that? And I think this probably came out before we decided the alien costume was Venom, or would become Venom. Huh. Interesting. Well, be really curious to see how that does on the old eBay. Death of Robin, Batman 428. That's the Jason Todd Robin, Mike Mignola cover. He got better. Alf. Yeah, I could go for an Alf reboot. It's probably an odd thing to wish for, but you would think that one of these... What was Alf on originally? Was it NBC? So you would think that maybe Peacock, if... what a stupid name for an app. But if Peacock is going to reboot Punky Brewster, you think they could reboot Alf. I could go for some modern Alf. Wonder what Alf's been up to these last few years. Star Wars Annual number 1. Ghost Rider number 3. Again, we've got some sticking here on these bags. Ghost Rider number 19. With Satan. We saw his son earlier. There we go. Evel Knievel. Oh, there was another book in there. Ghost Rider number 18. Spidey and Hercules and Thing. That's what was sticking here. Somebody used masking tape, and after a while, the adhesive bleeds through the masking tape. Here's number 4. Number 7 with the Stuntmaster. Stuntmaster started out as a Daredevil villain, and I guess he was kind of a natural to face off against Ghost Rider. Here's number 8. Those are some great old books, huh? Number 5. Number 11 with the Hulk. Number 10, still with the Hulk. Next stack, more Ghost Rider. Number 9. I think we got something here on the other side. 11, didn't we just see that one? 13. Karen Page, what's she doing here? And number 12. Number 15, the Orb. I love the Orb. 14, more Orb, giant floating orb head orb. Is a natural team up, Ghost Rider and Son of Satan. There's, I wonder how that, well, I guess it's Hellfire, so it can burn underwater, right? Makes sense. Deathlok in Astonishing Tales 26. I think 25 was his first appearance. His 33. I think we've got some more in here. We got 33, 34, and then that one we saw, 26. 31, I think that's my favorite cover of the run. Whoa, easy there, Jekyll. Actually, I'm not going to set that down because I know that's got some sticky there. 31. 32 and 27. It's just got 2 in it. That is 30 and 28. Here's not very good condition, but it's a famous McFarlane cover. I think, is that the first Venom cover? Not quite sure. 360. What is special about 360? Well, it's something, I bet. And the last stack. We've got to the end of the box. Let's see what we've got. We've got some Ms. Marvel. And I think we've got a few issues in here. We've got 21, oops, 23, and Deathbird in 22. Got some Star Wars. Ben Kenobi fights alone. And there's number 23 with a Darth Vader cover. There's, oh crap, I was going to make a joke. What is his name? The guy from the not John Hunter, not Tom Walker. John of Mars. Not John Jones, that's a different, John Carter. There it is. Oh my God. Wow, my brain is really atrophied. That's what happens, you know. You stop making comic book videos for a week, you forget everything. But anyway, the four-armed guy from the John Carter Tartuga or something, I forget his name. I have no hope of remembering that. But anyway, so all that for it's not funny now. You could have explained the joke. It looks like this skull is wearing this space station as a hat. Just kind of weird. And what do we got here? Is this last? We got 3 books in here, so we'll open it up. I bet they're all Star Wars. Number 28. It's Carmine Infantino doing the artwork. during this run of Star Wars. Number 27. And I like how sometimes they want to spell out 3PO. And lastly, oh no, what happened to R2? Damn. Well, I hope he gets better. But that's it. That is the end of that box. Thank you for watching. I'll get these graded up. If there's anything in there that you'd like to see me actually grade, then by all means let me know in the comments below. But other than that, we will see you in the next video. And until then, goodbye, good luck, and please be good to each other.